Oh, yeah. All right. So, vamos a levantar. Let's get up en los pies, in your feet. And then I just want to start, just take a second to mover, manejar, dedos del pie. So wiggle your toes for a second. Feel the ball of the foot, la planta del pie, kind of tap it into the floor. Good. Con cada pie with each foot, ball of the foot. Good. And then from there, pull one heel up and then the other heel up. So you're just kind of grounding, finding your weight en los pies, encontrando el peso del cuerpo en los pies. Right and left here. So feel your ankle bones move straight up. Y ahora abajo, arriba, y abajo. So really attuning your attention. Good. So now vamos a mover el peso del cuerpo en un pie y otra. So you're taking your weight of the body, so into one foot, then the other. Good. Take a moment to just rest your hands on the low back. Maybe feel a light stretch just in doing that. Por el pecho y los hombros. Just feel that weight. Good. And then let's just hold and find the weight in the center. From there, push your heels into the floor, and then let's let our arms rise up. And your tailbone and coccyx abajo. Let's try that again. So pushing that weight down, let the arms sweep up. Good. And then down. So take a second here, just with one arm, and sweep the arm kind of all the way around the head. So vamos a explorar el espacio con el brazo. So just any old way, let the elbow be as soft as you want it to be. And then from there, vamos a doblar, estirar el codo. So I just want you to bend, straighten the arm. Good. Hold the arm out and then reach your fingers up and back. So vamos a extender y flexionar la muñeca. Right? And we'll remember muñeca in Spanish, doll, and wrist. Good. So let that come down. And then con el brazo, otro brazo. So esta es mi brazo izquierdo. This is my left arm, and I'm just gonna voy a circular aquí mi brazo sobre la cabeza. Bueno, and you can do this with un codo doblada. You can do this with a codo doblado, with a bent elbow. Good. And then vamos a extender y doblar el codo. Good. And then let's pause and let the wrist come down and then up. Wrist come down and then up. Good. So now let's move our thighs back and vamos a estirar la espalda baja. So you're going to stretch your low back, lifting the head y doblando. Good. Letting that there. Queremos tener espacio entre los omoplatos. You want a little space in between your shoulder blades, so we'll come down and up just a few times. Watch the movement. Good. The connection, la conexión entre la cabeza and your tailbone and coccyx. Muy bien, desde aquí, let's take a little pause. Vamos a extender. So just extend the spine for a moment. Reach the arms back and then vamos a doblar y extender algunas veces. So just a few times, sometimes. Here, we're going to bend and extend your rodillas, your knees. Good. And then we're going to let one arm come up. Reach it back, let the other arm come up. Extendiendo con los brazos. Good. You can switch sides here just a few times. Just feeling that right and left. La derecha, la izquierda. Good. Equilibrando. Beautiful. So now pause, bring two palms together, brazos arriba. Good. And then vamos a mover el peso del cuerpo del torso a la derecha, por el centro a la izquierda. Good. So I'm pushing my hands, empujando las palmas juntas. Good. And again, you can soften the elbows as much as you need to make this movimiento cómodo, to make this movement comfortable. Muy bien, ahora con los brazos arriba, now with the arms up, let's take codo apuesto a tu muslo. Inspirando arriba, so inhaling up, exhale, girando. Inhale, we'll push into your feet, and then exhale, vamos a bajar. Inspirando arriba, expirando abajo. And you want to think long spine, la columna larga, la cadera equilibrada, your hips balanced, and then the twist, girando por las costillas. Let's try that. Otra vez. Muy bien. Última vez a la izquierda, so last time to the left. And then from here, let's exhale and bring your manos, your hands right to your hips. And I'm going to pick up my left foot, heel, ball, toe, let the knee come up. Good. Just take a couple breaths here. Finding my weight, encontrando el peso del cuerpo en mi pie derecho. So I'm trying to find the weight of my body through my right foot. Muy bien. And keep that sense of balance right there. And then una pausa, take a little pause, set the foot down, toe, ball, heel. Vamos a encontrar el peso del cuerpo en el pie izquierdo. So now you'll find the weight of the body in the left foot. Good. And hug the femur bone up into your hip socket. Muy bien, muy bien. So you feel that the foot spreads horizontally and the femur bone lifts. Exhale, take that down for a moment. Beautiful. And then let's just step our feet a little bit more ancho. So now you're going to move the feet a little more wide, and you can take some light movement side to side. So again, waking up en la conexión entre el cerebro y los pies. So finding that connection between the brain and your feet. So now set the two heels down. And we're going to exhale, move some weight back. Y vamos a estirar arriba otra vez. Good. Inspirar and expirar. So find your breath in your movement. Vamos a encontrar la respiración en el movimiento. Good. And then vamos a hacerlo otra dirección. Let's go the other way. Brazos arriba. And then the arms are going to come down. Bajando con las piernas. Beautiful. Let's try that just a couple more times. Y vamos a dejar aquí las manos en los muslos. So hands to the thighs. And then la cabeza arriba. And then your head and your tail bajando. So right here, your vista, your gaze is at your sitting bones. Try to see your sits bones. Y vamos a mirar arriba, let's look up. Y vamos a mirar abajo. Good. Vamos a mirar arriba, looking up. Vamos a mirar abajo. Down. And again, espacio entre los omoplatos. Try to make some space between your shoulder blades when your head está abajo. Good, when the head is down. Now, vamos a dejar la cabeza arriba, and then you'll take your arms out y vamos a mover el peso del cuerpo cada pierna. So you're pulling the weight of the body through one leg down into the foot, en el pie. Muy bien, let's just take a pause with your weight en el centro, and then raise one heel, un talón arriba, y ahora abajo. Otro talón arriba, y abajo. Now let's lift two heels up. Good. Y ahora abajo, and then the arms floating up. Let's take a long stretch. Un lado. Ahora arriba. Otro lado. Muy bien. Now gather the weight. Feel your quadriceps right here engage as you come into a flat back. So everybody, podemos experimentar. You can experiment with letting the weight fall into the heels, which is hyperextension, and then bringing the weight into the balls of the feet and really stretching out your hamstrings. So, bueno, tenemos que connect el cerebro. We got to connect your brain to your femorales, to the back of your legs. Good. One arm cruzando el cuerpo. So I'm going to take my left hand, mano izquierda a mi tobillo derecho, and pull back. Big stretch. Muy bien. Desde aquí, I'm going to find the flat back once again. Take that up. all the while really thinking about where is my weight? ¿Dónde está el peso del cuerpo? Let's come to the other side. Mano derecha a tu tobillo izquierdo. So right hand to the left ankle, and then we're going to pull back. Muy bien, muy bien. Estirando. So you want to feel that space in between the spine, la columna, and el omoplato, and the shoulder blade. Muy bien. Arriba otra vez. Here we are. Up once again. So now turn the toes out. And then let's bend in the knees. Brazos arriba. Good. Doblando las rodillas afuera. So you're going to open the knees towards the toes, which is external rotation. Good. Rotando afuera el muslo, your thigh, en la cadera, in the hip socket. Good. So I just say these things to remind you, what am I doing? How do I continue to bring my brain, el cerebro, en el cuerpo? Beautiful. Let's reverse. So the arms can come down with the legs. Ancho, brazos anchos, abiertos. Muy bien. And then let's just try this una vez más. And we're going to hold down here. So first, peso va a mover una pierna, otra pierna. As you feel inner thigh, gluteos, los glúteos están despertándose. Now take a second. Here, raise your right heel. Abajo. El talón izquierdo, the left heel, y abajo. Dos talones y abajo. Now take an elbow, un codo a tu muslo y ahora arriba, codo a tu muslo. Estirando la axila, so you're stretching your armpit. Muy bien, arriba y abajo y arriba y abajo. Muy bien, let's just sit in there a hair more, un poquitito más. Muy bien, desde aquí subimos. So you lift. Let's turn the whole body a la derecha. So right here, push weight into your left heel, el talón izquierdo, and then we're going to lift your right heel down and up. 3, 2, 1. Push it down, and then the ball of your right foot, la planta del pie. 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to go planta, talón, planta, talón. Good. And now hold that for a moment. Bend the knee right over your front heel. Dos brazos arriba. Take 2 arms up. Good. And then from here, let's doblar. You're going to bend your forearms, your antebrazos atrás. Good. Big stretch. Take it up. Now pull the elbows to the side. Extend the spine forward. Balancing the hips. Good, so just finding that extension. And now from here, brazos arriba otra vez, you're going to take codo apuesto a tu muslo. So you're going to take opposite elbow to the thigh. And really, again, try to bring your sits bones together. So you'll do that by reaching your right sitting bone, your isquion derecho, atrás. And just feel that weight again in los pies. Feel the weight of the body in your feet. Push through the feet, bringing yourselves up. Vamos a girar. You're going to turn, dar una vueltita, otra dirección. So first, just check your hips. Good. And then feel your feet. The back heel pushes down. Beautiful. And from here, you're going to take your talón izquierdo, arriba y abajo. Take it down and up. Feel also that the weight might want to fall to the outside of the foot. Feel the arch of the foot. El arco adentro, the inside arch should engage. Good. Now, ahora planta del pie. So take it down and up. Good. So again, and then as much as you can push that back heel deep into the floor. Spread out the ball of the foot. So that's your ancla, your anchor. Okay, desde aquí, brazos arriba, palmas juntas. Good. And then your antebrazos, your forearms are going to move back. And then the elbows, your codos arriba. Good. So you're getting a big arch. You could even rest your hands So the weight of the head can be apoyada. Good, and then from here, vamos a extender. So pull the elbows back, but find that balance in your spine that begins with your sitting bones. So el isquion izquierdo, the left sitting bone pulls towards the right. And then that right sitting bone anchored, reaching towards the back heel. Good. And then you can actually feel with your hands when your isquiones and the spine are balanced. Good. So then from there, let's pull our weight all the way up. We're going to try to mantener el equilibrio de la cadera. So you're going to try to maintain that balance in the hips. And then girando las costillas hacia el muslo izquierdo. So you're going to take your right ribs towards your left thigh. Muy bien. Muy bien. Empujamos por los pies. So push through the feet. And then vamos a dar una paso grande. So take a big step. And now the short edge of the mat. We're there. And your right side hacia la pantalla. So right side to the screen. And then from here vamos a bajar otra vez. Manos aquí otra vez en los muslos. Vamos a estirar. Good. So take another little cat-cow. Good. And then we're going to take your hands a little bit lower on the legs, en las espinillas, your shins. And then same thing. Vamos a hacer muy mau, muy miau, mau, bu. Estirando otra vez la columna. Good. And then from here, let's go ahead. Vamos a poner las manos aquí en el piso. So take your hands to the floor. Take the right leg and the left leg back. Good. And then let's go ahead. Lower the knees. Pull the elbows to the sides of the rib cage. Go ahead. Extend the spine. El esternón adelante. Then we're going to lead with the tailbone. Come all the way up. So now, la pierna derecha. So we're going to take the right leg into the air. Bend the knee, lift it up just a hair, and then vamos a put that foot, you're going to colocar el pie derecho detrás de la mano. So take the right foot behind your hands, and then push the back heel into the floor. Vamos a subir otra vez. So we're lifting back into a warrior one, and then desde aquí, so from here, we'll inhale, big stretch so you can get a little deeper, but make sure your front knee stays behind the heel. And the back heel presses in. And el muslo atrás, that's lifting up. Good. So then let's extender. You're going to extend the front leg as you slowly bring your hands to the floor. So you could put hands on blocks if you needed. Manos en bloques, como tú quieras. I'm going to put two hands on my tobillo. And then let my head go, thinking chin to shin. With a long spine. And again, reaching that right sitting bone, mi isquion derecho hacia el izquierdo. Oh, okay. So then from here, vamos a mirar arriba. I'm going to look up and reach my brazo derecho atrás. Reaching that arm back. Good. Big stretch. And then if it feels okay, I'm going to take two hands down. Y voy a intentar a subir la pierna atrás. So I'm going to try to lift the back leg and then see about extending. So I've got opposite arm and leg here lifted. Good. And really feel your chin moving in, long neck. Beautiful. Let's set that leg back down. And then we're going to turn towards the back leg. Take a moment and Padottanasana. So make sure in these moments where it's just very easy to see para ver la pantalla that you relax your neck totally. Bueno, asintiendo, nodding, negando con la cabeza, saying no with your head, con el cuello. Muy bien, so now let's look at your other toes, your left toes, and we're going to step the back foot in, push into the feet, subiendo otra vez, and let's try that same sequence from this side. So desde aquí, brazos arriba, arms up, and a big, big stretch. Ahora bajando, so take a little Utkatasana, move the thighs back, scoop the belly up to support that. Just toning those muscles, pulling them in. Manos aquí en los muslos, so now your sternum, el esternón arriba and abajo. Coccyx and sternum, lift, lift, lift. Good. Y ahora abajo. Good. So just finding that relationship entre arqueando la columna y haciendo redondo. Good. Haciéndola redonda. And then from here, let's go ahead, take your manos to your espinillas, your hands here to your shins. Vamos a estirar arriba otra vez. And now once again, abajo y arriba otra vez. And otra vez, abajo. Good. One more time. Arriba otra vez. And now abajo. Good. And then manos aquí en el piso, hands to the floor, step. La pierna izquierda y derecha atrás. Let's lower the rodillas, your knees, and then let your sternum come down. Pull the sternum up now. Good. Big stretch of your throat. Y vamos a subir. So you're going to lift the hips and pelvis. Now la pierna izquierda arriba. So take the left leg up. Doblando la rodilla, bending the knee. Y ahora el pie izquierdo detrás de la mano. So take the hand, the foot behind the hand. Empujamos por el pie. So push through the back heel and the front foot. Y subimos otra vez. So you're going to find that warrior one once again. So you can sit a little deeper in this pose if you're feeling it. But remember, tenemos que untar. You have to spread your feet out and make sure your front knee is not bending over your talón, your heel. Muy bien. Ahora desde aquí, so if it feels nice, vamos a extend it. You're going to extend and find your weight wherever. So it might be nice to put your hands on your tobillo, manos en el tobillo, and then move your frente, your forehead to your espinilla, your shin bone. So remember to pay attention to your hip. You're going to move the left hip back, la cadera izquierda atrás. Good. And push your talón derecho, push the right heel into the floor. So now from here, I'm going to take my left arm, brazo izquierdo arriba. Good. Big stretch. Really finding that reach through your brazos and then your oblique muscles right along the spine, or right along the abdominals are pulling in. Good. Let's bring that arm down. And then from here, you can walk your hands out just a hair. And we're going to lift. Vamos a subir la pierna derecha. And you can even take your left arm, your brazo izquierdo también arriba. Beautiful. So let's let that leg bajar. And now we're going to turn our body toward it. Otra vez, Padottanasana. Super bien. Now I'm going to take my hands on the insides of my ankles and try to move my gaze, my vista, to my isquiones. So I'm just going to try to look at my sitting bones. Good. And then again, feel the weight aquí colocada entre los dos pies. Muy bien. And then from here, let's find a long spine para subir. I'm going to turn towards my right foot, come to that side of the mat, and then turn it around. Ooh. So now the left side of me, mi lado izquierdo, está hacia la pantalla. And then está enfrente de la pantalla. And then your arms go up. And then I'm going to take my thumbs together and my tailbone down for a moment. Beautiful. And then once again, let's just walk a little bit of weight out through your hands. So we're going to go right, left, right. So the tailbone goes up now and push back with the hands. If it feels nice, go ahead and reach the heels. Vamos a alcanzar your talones, your heels, away from your isquiones. Muy bien. So now let the knees come down right under the hips. You can reach them back just a hair. Walk the fingertips. Los dedos de la mano un poco más afuera. And from here, move the weight forward. Pull the elbows in. 3, y 2, y 1. Muy bien. And then from here, I'm going to push the weight of the body into the balls of the feet. Back into the heels. Try 3 and 2 and 1. Muy bien. Tailbone up. And then your right leg, la pierna derecha en el aire. Vamos a doblar la rodilla and the knee. And then abrimos. Abrimos. Open, open, open. And then from here voy a poner el pie derecho detrás de la mano derecha. So I'm going to place that foot behind my hand. Turn my toes out. Y aquí arriba, warrior 2. So let's just feel this for a second. Your dos caderas, your hips are going to face forward. Toes on the back foot are facing the long edge, al borde largo. And then your rodilla está abriendo. So this knee is going to open. You'll find your talón, lift the heel. And then the ball of the foot, arriba y abajo. Good. And then from here, take your 2 arms up just a hair. And then un brazo. Take 1 arm overhead. Good. Vamos a estirar otra dirección. Let's go the other way. Good. And now we're going to extend it. You're going to extend the knee. Y vamos a estirar sobre la rodilla. So you're going to extend out over the leg, finding a long spine. So the trick sometimes is bringing your top ribs, las costillas encima, in towards the body, and the bottom ribs, las costillas abajo, arriba. Good. Brazo arriba. And from here, just take your top hand to your hip. Now, if you like, we're going to hug that back foot in. Walk your right hand out un poquito. And then this left leg can lift. And take the top arm up, 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 el brazo arriba. Good. Trying to find space in between your 2 heels, entre los dos talones. And now that top arm can come down, and vamos a estirar your stretch and really feel that connection, especially in the left glute. Holding that top leg up, 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 up. You're going to reach through the toes, alcanzando por los dedos del pie. And then I'm going to look down at my right toes, square my hips, and then find my weight in my right foot. Lift up and come. So now just dar una vueltita, turning the other way. And we'll try this on the other side. So now you can just take a few little steps here. And then let's take brazos arriba, arms up. And then excellent. Open, abrimos el pecho, open the chest. Bring the palms down, big stretch. And from here, vamos a mirar arriba. You'll look up. And we're going to walk our hands out. So push back with your hand. Each time you walk it out, push back. Push back. Push back. Let the tailbone stay up in the air for a moment. Reach your heels away from the toes, lejos de los dedos del pie. And then from here, vamos a doblar. You're going to doblar las rodillas. And then walk your hands. Vamos a alcanzar afuera. Un poco más, las manos. And then your hips pull in. Let's go 3 and 2. So long spine, elbows pull into the ribs, codos a las costillas. Now hold for a second. Curl weight under. Lift the femurs. 3 and 2 and 1. Exhale, subiendo. So lift the hips. And now la pierna izquierda arriba. Doblando la rodilla. Bend the knee. Open it behind you. Vamos a abrir la pantorrilla atrás. And then from here, you're going to place your pie izquierdo detrás de la mano izquierda. Vamos a abrir los dedos afuera on the back foot. Open those toes. And aquí estamos. Warrior 2. Hands here, aquí en la cadera. Abrimos el muslo, so open the thigh. Good. You might feel like doing a little stretch on your wrists. Si quieres estirar un poco las muñecas, como no. And then we're going to stretch away from the leg for a moment. Y hacia la pierna. Good. So try to open that armpit chest. Be free here with this stretch. Muy bien. Empujamos por los pies otra vez. So push through the feet. And then vamos a estirar esta pierna. You're stretch that leg out. And come adelante otra vez. Coming forward once again. Good. A little postura de triángulo, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Good, and then we're going to take your top hand, la mano, la cadera, and then pull that back foot in, walk your left hand out, y subimos la pierna derecha, so lift the right leg up. And just find, again, la relación entre los talones, so both heels reaching out. And again, real work in the quadricep. Beautiful. So now come to face this leg and lift the opposite leg, arriba, arriba. And then from here, see if you can lower down and find your weight up, 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 up. Good. So let's come to the center of the mat and let's do a few little poses para equilibrio. So let's get light with our feet for a second. Sending your weight side to side. Hold for a moment the weight on one leg. Good. Hold for a moment the weight on the other leg. Good. Hold the leg out to the side. Hips staying underneath you. Otro lado. Y ahora la pierna atrás. Let the leg float back. Y ahora dentro. Other leg floats back. Good. So let's begin with, I'm going to take weight on the right foot and then open my left thigh. So hug the thigh bone on that supporting leg up, 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 up as you push the heel down. Dos energías. You've got two energies working in that leg. And then pie into muslo or wherever you want it. Let's bring the brazos arriba. So where I say wherever. On your shin or on the thigh is good. On the knee, no tanto. So anywhere but the knee on that bottom leg. Brazos abajo. Good. Pierna abajo. And then this time just do the twist for a second. So anchor the feet and then just create all the movement you possibly can with your body while you keep the feet totally stable. Try, where do you put your arms? Where do you put the legs? Everything, your knees, your hips, your sits bones. We could just do this for the rest of our class and I would enjoy that. Okay, so now weight on the left foot and then lift the right, open, vamos a abrir la pierna and then you can find the foot there, up, 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 si quieres. And then the idea is that the knee opens on the externally rotated leg and then the left leg is hugging up in the hip pocket as the toes are reaching out. Brazos arriba si quieres, arms up if you'd like. Good, y afuera. Exhale, release, bring that down. And then misma cosa. Try to anchor the feet and then just move everything else. You can play a little tailbone limbo. How low can you go? You can floss a bit, como tú quieras. Anyway, you can do circles with the tailbone all the way around. Good. Hang down here and let the arms swing for a moment. Just finding a little bit of free movement. Beautiful. So now brazos arriba otra vez. And then press your palms together. Take your left ankle to the right thigh. And when that's feeling steady, you can lower by reaching your hips back. If you want, just any amount, como tú quieras. You could lightly rest your hands here. Good. Exhale, release. Take it up once again. Just get loose. You can use to try if you'd like. One arm stretching across the body. Estirando. Good. And then otra dirección. Good. Your hips one way, your head the other. Good. Okay, vamos a intentarlo otro lado. So we'll try that on the other side. The right heel lifts. Tobillo a tu muslo, foot to the thigh, palmas juntas. And then you can bend at any amount. Good. Trying to really feel that relationship between that rodilla and el talón. The relationship between the heel and the knee. Good. Vamos a subir otra vez. You can stand, come up. Good. So now turn one foot over, then the other. Good. So stretching out your tobillo, your ankle, the top of the foot the other way. Muy bien. Muy bien. Here's another goofy little thing to try. Try to like clap your heel to your hand, to the mano. Talón a la mano. Just waking up your hamstrings. Good. So now let's try this. Push your weight into the right foot. Lift your left arm and then lift your left foot up. You could grab onto the big toe if you wanted. And from here, I'm going to extend this leg out and breathe 5 breaths. Good. Bend the knees, set it down. Again, a quick little shake it, but don't break it. Mueve, mueve, mueve todo. And then let's start that on the other side. So I'm going to push my left heel down, take my brazo derecho arriba, and then see about bringing los dos primeros dedos de la mano a mi dedo gordo. And then from there, if you feel like it, extend the rodilla. Good. Doblando la rodilla, bending the knee, releasing, bring that in. This time go a little slow dance. So let your head kind of hang loose. And you can even do a little circle all the way through your center. And then haciendo un circulito, otra dirección. So we want to focus and find stability and also stay relaxed. So let's try now pushing weight right foot. Take the left foot a little bit back. I'm going to take my left hand and ankle together, mano izquierda con el tobillo derecho, my right arm out, and then just lift those limbs just in opposition. A couple breaths. Good. Exhale, release, and let that come down. And then once again, loosening the body, little slow dance. Check where you might have found a little tension. Good. Let's try this on the other side. So weight in your pie izquierdo. So you're taking your weight to the left foot and then your mano a tobillo derecho. And then your left arm out and then lift. Good. Exhale, release. Let that come down. Take opposite elbow and just stretch across the body. Estirando, estirando. Okay. So now let's come down and do a little bit of back bending. So if you have a blanket, you can put it in the center of your mat. Vamos a ver la hora. Perfecto. Mucho tiempo. So we're going to come and just work on our backs. I was watching Aubrey here at the beginning before class started and just seeing the baby learning how to lift their head through the strength in their spinal extensors. It's all that development that happens in the first year is so interesting. And I try to kind of put it into my own practice a little bit. So let's start here with your elbows for a moment, just slightly out from the shoulder. And I'm going to let my hips just go completely into the floor for a moment. So that might feel like a lot of pressure on the low back. So just breathe with it for a minute. And just notice what happens when you pull your abdominals up from the floor. Maybe the back and the spinal extensors feel slightly more supported. So inhale, let the belly go, inspirando, and then expirando, pull the navel up and just feel what happens there. So now we're going to inhale, let the belly go, and then exhale, pull the navel up and take the tailbone down. And just feel that whole firming from the ribs to the hips. Muy bien. Una vez más, try that one more time. And then exhale, hold that, hold the navel up, and then lift the elbows, los codos arriba. So just take them up for half a second. Good. From here, extend a little bit through your brazos, through the elbows, and then push the left arm down, take the right arm up, and just hold that for a moment. 5, 4. Really feel that work in the left arm. 3, 2, 1. Y ahora brazo abajo. So take the arm down. Y el brazo izquierdo arriba. Take the left arm up. Good. And pull down with your humerus bone. Pull that humerus bone down. So energetic opposition there. Beautiful. Set those down. Bend your right knee. Take the head towards the heel. Stretch your throat. Estirando la garganta. Good. Y abajo. Left heel hacia el talón izquierdo arriba. Y abajo otra vez. Good. So now dos talones. 2 heels reaching towards the sits bones. And then vamos a extend it. You're going to extend the 2 elbows. And then reach. Alcanzamos la cabeza hacia los talones. So you're going to reach your head towards your heels. Keep the heels where they are. Lower the head. And now bring your hands to your 2 tobillos. So bring your hands here to your ankles. Tuck the thighs together, muslos juntos. And then lift your sternum and pull the thighs back. Give this just a couple breaths. Respirando 2, 3 veces aquí. Good. Now if you'd like, dar una vuelta. So take a little twist to the right. You can balance here for a moment. Bueno. Y vamos a hacerlo otra dirección. I'll take it the other way. Good. And now from here, back on the belly, let's extend the 2 legs, lifting the head, and then bring your brazos afuera. 5 breaths. Good. Take the 10 toes, press them into the floor, bring the palms just slightly out from the shoulders, push and lift up. Good. Find a little plank once again. And then from here, you're going to bend the knees, reach your head into the floor and take the tailbone up. So we're going to kind of prepare for a little headstand while we stretch our backs. So walk the fingertips. Vamos a andar aquí, caminar los dedos de la mano un poco más afuera. Take them out a little further, un poco más. And from here, now pull the elbows into your peripheral vision, and then we're going to interlace the fingers, move the hands behind the head. So make sure you're feeling really stable here. And then curl, push your 10 toes, all 10 of them if you can, into the floor. And then take your tailbone up in the air. So you could walk your feet in just a little bit if that felt good. And maybe take one foot, perhaps then the other, off of the floor. Good. So you could just practice lifting one leg, then the other. Or you could take 2 legs in the air. Good. Maybe reach the thigh bones back. Tailbone to the sky. So tailbone up towards the heels. Good, and then we'll bend the knees. Slowly bring that down. Push your feet into the floor and stretch over. Good, so I'm gonna now look to the right side of my mat and bring my hips down to the left. Good. So nice controlled little lower. Let's work on abdominal strength for a moment. So estirando, take a second to really stretch your low back over. And then we'll look up and bring the arms out. And then I'm going to float back by pushing my sits bones into the floor. If you can, extend your left leg. Now we'll set that leg down and bring your spine over again. Another little stretch. Good. Nos sentamos arriba. We'll sit up. Ground the weight in your sits bones and los isquiones, and then extend the right leg. So try not to let the rib cage float back, but keep moving the base of the back ribs in. Las costillas atrás en el cuerpo. Muy bien, bajando, lower that down. And then let's stretch forward otra vez. Inhale, coming up. Now we're going to exhale, take dos brazos arriba, and then take your weight back. And then your pantorrillas, take your pantorrillas arriba, take the shins, the calves up. And then perhaps extend. Good. Bend the knees, open the legs a little bit wider. This time, see if you can take your arms underneath your legs. Y vamos a bajar la cabeza, let the head lower down. Muy bien, let's sit up. Now, if you like, let's work on a little bit of balance here. So, manos, take your hands to the outsides of the feet, de los pies. And then we'll find our weight in our isquiones. So find the sits bones once again. Y vamos a extender las rodillas. You can extend. So the big trick here, finding latissimus muscles, the muscles there on the outsides of the shoulder blades that help you keep the upper body balance. So if we're hanging back, it becomes much more challenging. If you can pull the rib cage in and then the shoulders down, estamos, cocinando con aceite de oliva. That means we are cooking with olive oil. So now take your hands here to the outside, las afueras, de los pies to the feet, and just really stretch the hips. You can now set that down. Vamos a bajar aquí los piecitos. And then I'll bring my fingertips out, stretch, estirando. And now move the weight of the body back. Estirando afuera, stretch it out. Good. And then moving the weight of the body back. Good. One more time, stretching out. And then we're going to lower your body all the way to the floor. Good. So now desde aquí, so I want to get my shoulders here on my blanket and my neck off of the blanket just for a little apoyo. So I'm going to pull the front of my rib cage in deep. Lift one leg. Y ahora abajo. Y otra pierna arriba. So go really slow. This is to wake up that whole abdominal wall, los abdominales para apoyarte. And then the belly pulls deep as the feet float up. You can go ahead and point and flex. Punto. Flexiona las piernas. Good. And then I'm going to pull my tailbone down and lift my thighs sobre mi cara. So I'm going to let the thighs come over my face. Take a few breaths in halasana. So again, scoop your navel deep. El ombligo adentro, moviendo hacia la columna. So the navel pulls in towards your spine. And then vamos a juntar el peso del cuerpo. So get the weight of the body a little bit more on your shoulder blades, your omoplatos. So slightly reaching back. And then manos aquí. So take the hands to your cadera. And then we're gonna bend the knees and then bring your knees aquí. So bring the knees right over the hips. And then vamos a extender arriba. Take the two legs up. And from here, you could potentially move the heel of the hands, las palmas, onto your rib cage. So remember, you don't want to have the hands resting on the kidneys. So you want to kind of choose either the hips or the ribs, la cadera or las costillas. So then from here, let's go ahead and slowly vamos a bajar el peso del cuerpo, lower the weight of the body. Abrimos, si quieres, las rodillas, open the knees. Good. And then lower the arms. Slowly let that come down. If you like, take your hands to the inners of the legs. Take your feet now a little closer to the head, and you can try a little yoga nidrasana. Just letting the head rest there in your feet. Big stretch for the sacroiliac, the hamstrings, etc. I also feel like this feels very relaxing to me because it's kind of like a baby. I've been holding a baby so much. It's like I am holding myself. And that is nice. Okay, vamos a bajar otra vez. So now push your feet into the floor. Brazos aquí a tu lado, arms at your sides. Push your sitting bones up. Good. Exhale, release, let that come down. Or you can walk your hands here underneath you and then perhaps walk your feet back towards your hands. Maybe vamos a coger los costillas, con los tobillos, que digo yo, your tobillos with your manos, juntándolo. And then vamos a bajar, lower the pelvis right back down. Dos brazos arriba, take the two arms up. And then if you can, bring your palms under your shoulders and maybe just slightly back from there. Tuck the elbows into your sides. Push your feet into the floor. And then you could lift, take the top of the head off of the floor if that felt nice. Give this a good 5 or 10 breaths. Good. Muy bien. Desde aquí vamos a bajar. You're going to lower down. Draw your knees over the chest. Hook the right leg over the left. Vamos a juntar las piernas. And then your legs go to the izquierda mientras while your gaze goes to the right. A la derecha. Muy bien, desde aquí vamos a cambiar la cruce. So you'll change the cross. Now the legs van a ir a la derecha y la vista a la izquierda. Muy bien, desde aquí vamos a subir. So you lift the two legs up. And then desdoblar las piernas. Just uncross the legs for a moment. And I'm going to take opposite hand underneath my shoulder. See if the shoulders can even apply a little pressure to the hands. And from there, you can open the arms, open the legs, and just rest for a few breaths. Vamos a descansar 2 o 3 respiraciones. Y después, bueno, la expiración siguiente. You can abrazar las piernas sobre el pecho. So you can just hug your knees over your chest. Y giramos a la derecha, turn to one side. Y nos sentamos arriba, we'll sit up. Good, con las palmas juntas with your palms together. Bajando la cabeza, lowering the head, cerrando los ojos, closing the eyes. Tu práctica es un regalo. Your practice is a gift. Muchísimas gracias. Disfruta el día. Enjoy your day. Namaste.